and recommendations of the Watson Commission. So, we, who are their beneficiaries, can never forget the ultimate sacrifice of these great patriots and ex-servicemen. May their souls continue to rest in perfect peace. This occasion gives me a unique opportunity to interact face-to-face with you on issues that border on welfare and well-being. It is a platform not only to understand the concerns of workers, but also those of employers. And I commend the highly conscientious Minister for Employment and Labor Relations, the Honorable Patience Bafouambia, Member of Parliament for Sunyani West, for making this conference possible. Strengthening tripartism, building peaceful labor relations, and fashioning a resilient economy are now more urgent than ever in the light of the ravages caused the economy by the pandemic of COVID-19. Government and indeed the nation applaud the sacrifices made by organized labor in these trying times. No one can underestimate the difficulties Ghana and indeed the world are going through. The sacrifice of government and efforts. I'm very much concerned about the threats of instability, violent extremism, terrorism, and piracy emerging in the region and in the Gulf. Most of these disorders are being accentuated as the global pandemic has devastated all economies of the world, compelling countries to resort to drastic measures to sustain their economy in the short to medium term. People may understand what needs to be done, but the accompanying consequences of requisite measures and the associated hardships may be unpopular. We therefore need a conference like this to examine the issues of concern, forge a path based on the consensus for the rapid growth of our nation. As a formidable player on the African continent, Ghana has been proactive in protecting lives and livelihoods of our people since the inception of the pandemic. It is only proper that we embark on further introspection to enable us advance in peace. We must also leverage on opportunities presented by COVID-19 to prepare for the future of work, which is dynamic, which is making the workspace more competitive. Ghana, all her resources, human and natural, must lead the way to inspire other African nations. It has been said, time without number, that government alone has never been successful without the combined collective efforts of its social partners. Hence the importance of tripartism and social dialogue. Effective social dialogue helps shape policy and programs for socio-economic development. The social cohesion that exists amongst us, the democratic party, are the envy of many on the continent. Such cohesion cannot be taken for granted in view of the turbulence in other parts of the ecosystem. Strengthening tripartism for building peaceful labor relations and a resilient economy. The theme for this conference is exceptionally apt in view of the times in which we find ourselves. It reflects a long-held aspiration of the founding fathers of our nation, who envisaged us to be a progressive and prosperous country. The Black Star. Building peaceful labor relations and a resilient economy are collective responsibilities that we cannot shy away from if we are to realize. A stable labor front creates conducive economy that supports sustainable development. It also provides the securing a good business climate, which will inspire increased investment, domestic and foreign, into the country, thereby helping to create jobs and improve standards of living for our people, especially our young ones. In spite of our different opinions, during negotiations, we have always resorted to lay down processes to express our displeasure and grievances with minimum disruption to the work environment and our respect for laid down procedures is something we must cherish to enable us consolidate the gains made so far. Since assuming the highest office of I've always preferred a participatory approach for building consensus on national issues. I therefore assure you that my government has no intention of abandoning tripartism in the implementation of policies and programs. Besides, our policies are intended to improve the well-being of the people, and it is only fair and appropriate that we accommodate divergent views in the policy-making process. Organized labor, business community are important in strengthening tripartism, and the issues to be discussed at the conference will be a manifestation of how far we have come. Strengthening tripartism and a resilient economy would, however, be if we do not carry everyone along. Studies have shown that the pandemic has had devastating aspects on all sections of our population. Transforming the economy will thus require the active involvement and participation of all, including the large informal economy. An economy bears the brunt of direct taxation is unlikely to witness any rapid transformation. We have to make concerted efforts as partners to hasten our recovery from COVID-19, finding intelligent ways of bringing everyone on board to contribute their quota, no matter how small. Government on its own is implementing a policy of cutting the budgets of ministries, departments, and agencies by 20% this year as its contribution to measures to ensure fiscal consolidation. Ghana's tax to GDP ratio of 12.2% compares unfavorably with our peers. The average tax to GDP ratio in West Africa stands at 8%, and indeed, the recommended ratio for ECOWAS member states is a minimum of 20%. The average for OECD countries is 34%. It is thus no wonder American, German, French, Japanese, and British peoples, amongst others, can readily find the means to fund their own development, particularly their infrastructural development, whereas we are constantly struggling to do the same. There is an urgent need to enhance significantly our capacity for domestic revenue mobilization to realize our development, create opportunities for our vibrant and deliver improved livelihoods. We cannot continue to allow less than 10%, specifically 7.8%, i.e. 2.4 million people of the population, carry the direct tax burden of 30.8 million people. We must provide an opportunity for every Ghanaian to contribute towards nation building. The proposed e-levy is one such innovative fiscal measure which will help improve our tax to GDP on an equitable basis. I believe strongly that it is in the public interest that it should be enacted into law. We cannot continue to live forever on foreign savings. Those who are concerned about our debt burden are right to focus on major preoccupation. It is time we accepted the full implications of our goal of Ghana beyond and designed our fiscal accordingly. The Asian tigers, whom we envy and want to emulate, finance their rapid development from their own savings. We need to learn to do the same. All of us gathered here have roles to play to ensure that the hidden, submerged, or informal economy is brought within the remit of the formal economy. This would be one of the surest ways of expanding the tax base, of mobilizing adequate resources to sustain development. Ladies and gentlemen, COVID-19 ensured that the years 2020 and 2021 proved to be difficult years, with their combined fiscal impact of reduced revenues and unbudgeted additional expenditures, reaching some 25 billion cedis, and the ripple effects, exacerbated by current international events, are being felt in. We're witnessing extraordinary increases in global freight rates, strong inflation, dramatically rising fuel prices, unprecedented of stock markets, tighter global finance, steep decline of tourism resulting from border closure, significant reduction of mass layoffs, and all nations are seeing higher public debt. We are not, however, in you will recall that at the height of the pandemic, put in place a number of interventions to cushion Ghanaians, such as the 1.1 billion health response package, used to procure supplies and equipment to grant incentives. 1.6 billion cedis in support was made available to vulnerable households across electricity. 750 million cedis in soft loans and grants were also dispersed to micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises, which, according to the latest data from the government statistician, are aiding in our recovery. It's important to note, in Ghana, there no cuts in salaries of public sector workers, even when they were required. To protect the living standards of the people. Government was able to do all of this because of the strong economy between 2017 and 2020, which has enabled us also to find some 21 billion to protect depositors' funds in the banking and financial sector cleanup. It allowed us at the same time to find 26.4 billion cedis to clear part of the irresponsible legacy debt inherited in the energy sector. The proactive decisions taken by government to fight the pandemic, as well as revitalizing and transforming the economy, 100 billion creation and revitalization of enterprise support, Ghana Cares, to create jobs and prosperity over over a 3-year period have begun yielding positive results. The first phase of the phase of stabilization came to an end in 2020, and the second phase, which started in 2021, aims at revitalizing and 2021 and 2023, and is focused on supporting commercial farming, building Ghana's light manufacturing sector, developing the engineering, machine tools, and ICT digital economy, developing Ghana's housing, reviewing and optimizing the implementation of government flagships, creating jobs for young people, and expanding opportunities for the vulnerable in society, including challenged persons. As a result of this program and the policies being implemented by government, the economy grew at a provisional 5.2% in the first 3 quarters of 2021. This growth is expected to be sustained in the medium term. The overall real GDP for the medium term is projected to grow at an average rate of 5.6%, and we remain committed to returning to the fiscal deficit target threshold as enshrined in the Fiscal Responsibility Act 982 from this year onwards. It is encouraging for my government and party, the New Patriotic Party, to recall that the rate of growth of the economy, 5.6%, against the background of the circumstances of the COVID era, is still considerably better than the 3.4% we inherited in calmer times administration. We should not forget that prior to the outbreak, we witnessed average annual GDP growth rates of 7% in 2017, 2018, 2019, and part of 2029, when our economy fastest growing in the world. Government will continue to demonstrate the ability, resolve, and determination to change the trajectory of our economy in order to help us to come off the effects of COVID-19. Our commitment to transform the economy with great urgency should be the guiding principle of all social partners. That is why to be informed by the real situation on the ground. This will enable us to manage our going forward. Nonetheless, and has been the practice, the government will continue to dialogue with you on decisions that are in the best interest of the country, labor, and the business community. I look forward to more of such dialogue. Dialogues that will address the goals of equity, productivity, and decent wages. One of the major deficiencies that has characterized the labor market is the inadequate or lack of for many workers, especially for those in the informal economy. It is no secret that issues of pension will feature prominently at this conference. Building a resilient economy requires that we offer comprehensive social protection systems to cushion workers and their dependents from socioeconomic shocks. The 3-week partial lockdown brought to the fore the weaknesses of our social protection system. As social partners, it is incumbent on us with urgency. Fortunately, pension is the most common form of social protection in Ghana, and this is usually accessible upon retirement and in extreme cases when workers have been medically declared unfit or unable to work. I'm confident Conference will pay much attention to this subject of social protection, including unemployment benefits. I reiterate my appreciation for the relative peace prevailed